Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is April 15th, 2024, and I have the match preview for you between Barcelona and PSG in the second leg of the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Also, La Liga have lauded Barcelona and are confident that the club are on the correct path to financial recovery. And finally, Barcelona are still tracking Aleix Garcia. We have a lot to discuss. So let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo and this is the Barca News live podcast where we get to discuss Barcelona news, but I also get to interact with you lovely people in the chat section by reading your comments out loud, answering any questions, and getting that discussion going. For those of you who'll be watching the podcast when it ends, I will be putting timestamps in the description and chapters in the timeline in case you do want to skip through the description. The discussion. And having said all that, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. And if you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure you hit the kickback. If you are looking to place any sports bets, make sure you head to Bet Us. Both links for Kickback and Bet Us are in the description. Now let's dive right into the news because tomorrow, April 16th, 2024, Tuesday, will be a huge day for Barcelona as we will be playing the second leg of the quarterfinals in the Champions League against PSG, and where Barcelona will have a chance to qualify to the semifinals. Something we haven't done in many, many years ever since that defeat at the hands of Liverpool. Now, as usual, there was a pre-match press conference ahead of tomorrow's match where Xavi Hernandez discussed the match against PSG. Don't worry, we are going to discuss the press conference and everything that Xavi said, is starting with how he felt about tomorrow's match. And this is what the Barcelona coach had to say. Now, I will remove, there you go, my logo so you can see better. But Xavi said it's a great opportunity for us as a club. We're playing at home and Montjuic has to resemble the great nights at Camp Nou. PSG will not go out to speculate and will match our man-to-man system. We have to show a lot of personality to get through to the semifinals. It will be a brave PSG and we have home advantage, but it will be a very difficult game. We're excited in the good sense of the word. So Xavi Hernandez highlighting the difficulty of tomorrow's match. And of course, I do have to agree with the Barcelona's coach. Yes, we did win the first leg 3-2 or 2-3 away. However, that doesn't mean that we're in the semifinals. We still have 90 more minutes to go. We still have to face an opponent that's a strong one with strong players such as Mbappe, who will be looking to do a lot of damage, because they will be motivated, especially since they are down on the scoreboard. So PSG will definitely come out motivated because they know this is it. This is their last chance. Otherwise, they're out of the competition. So don't expect an easy match tomorrow. Don't assume that we're going to be in the semifinals. It's going to be a difficult 90 minutes. But we do have the home advantage. And hopefully tomorrow the stadium will resemble the Camp Nou, as Xavi Hernandez said, because the team will need all the support of its fans. Now, Xavi Hernandez was asked about Pedri and Gundogan now that Pedri is back from injury. And in regards to the two midfielders, Xavi Hernandez said, I like them both. I can imagine them making the last pass. It's great quality they have. They give us pause and tempo. Tomorrow is a difficult game for the midfielders. We will be up against one of the most intense teams in the world. If Gundogan and Pedri have space and time, we'll gain a lot. Everyone who will be called up can play the full 90 minutes. With Pedri, we will talk about fatigue. Pedri has to be very important tomorrow. So just from these statements, we can presume that tomorrow Xavi Hernandez will probably be starting both Ilkay Gundogan and Pedri, because he was asked whether Pedri can complete 90 minutes. And according to Xavi, he said everybody who's going to be called up tomorrow will be available to play or will be capable to play 90 minutes. So expect Pedri to start tomorrow, or most likely that's what's going to happen given these statements. And I wouldn't be surprised if Xavi Hernandez employs a midfield of four, maybe like a 4-4-2 formation, because after all, we are missing Christensen, who has been our pivot. And without him, I expect that maybe Frankie will employ a line of 4, maybe Gundogan, Pedri, Frankie de Jong, and maybe Rafinha dropping back as a midfielder and maybe making those forward runs with Lamine and Lewandowski as the front two. I don't know. That's what I'm speculating, especially because Xavi will probably try to be extra careful tomorrow, since tomorrow, again, PSG will be extra motivated. They will be looking to do a lot of damage. But I am interested to think, what do you guys think Xavi Hernandez will do? Do you think he'll stick to a 4-3-3? Do you think he'll stick with the same formation as the first leg? Or do you think he will do a line of 4, so a 4-4-2 formation? Let me know in the chat section. And for those of you watching when the podcast ends, let me know in the comment section. Now, Xavi was asked about Ousmane Dembele tomorrow and what fans are planning to do, which I will mention in a little bit. But this is what Xavi Hernandez had to say. I said, I greeted him before the game. People show what they want. That's what they are, the public. I felt bad about Ousmane because he was in an extraordinary moment here. I don't hold a grudge against him, and tomorrow I will greet him with respect. I am very fond of him. So Xavi Hernandez is pretty much saying that he did not really like when Dembele left because he was doing great at Barcelona, but nonetheless, he doesn't hold any grudge. He's still going to respect him. He's still going to greet him, and that people can do whatever they want. And of course, this question was asked because Barcelona fans are planning a special reception for Ousmane Dembele. We're going to have to see what happens tomorrow, but expect kind of like the Figo treatment when he left to Madrid. Maybe not as intense because it's not the same leaving Barcelona to Madrid than it is leaving Barcelona to PSG. But fans are definitely upset, especially how Dembele celebrated his goal against Barcelona in the first leg of the quarterfinals. So the fans are planning a special welcome for the French attacker, and I'm very curious to see what that welcome will be. Now, finally, Xavi Hernandez was asked about what it would be like to make it to the semifinals, and in regards to that, the Barcelona coach said it would be one more reason to make it more mystical. To reach the semifinals would be a resounding success. To see the culés like that again is already a success. But the objective is to reach the semifinals, and that would be very exciting. Now, I have to agree with Xavi Hernandez. I think if we make it to the semifinals, that for sure will be a very successful season, even with ending La Liga in second place. I think making it to the semifinals and ending La Liga in second place would be a big success for this season, given the whole situation with the team. I already think it's a success as far as the Champions League because the objective was to reach the quarterfinals, which we did. So even if we lose tomorrow, which I hope we don't, I think it would still be a success in my eyes, in my book, because again, we met the objective for this season, especially the financial one, because that was a very critical one where Barcelona needed to qualify to the quarterfinals. Otherwise, we would have been in trouble as far as our financial fair play and as far as the viability plan that Barcelona presented to La Liga. So I think it's already a success. But of course, if we do make it to the semifinals, it'd be a huge, huge success. Even if we get destroyed in the semifinals, even if we lose 10-0, I still think it would be a great success. I don't think that would happen if we do make it to the semifinals because we would be facing either Atletico Madrid or Dortmund, which I think still gives us a chance to make it to the final. But again, I don't want to get ahead of myself. To me, it's a success anyway in the Champions League. But if we do make it to the semifinal, I think it will be a great success for the entire season, even if we do end up in second place in La Liga. Anyways, those are all the highlights or the most important statements that I thought that were more interesting about Xavi Hernandez's statement, press conference that I wanted to share with you guys. You guys let me know your thoughts in the chat section, in the comment section. But let's start with the chat section, and then we will talk about a few more things about tomorrow's match. But let's see what everybody is saying. Messi Promise says, what I want to let PSG know, whatever they like, let them do. They can never go free in Barcelona. All right. Livingston says first comment, but actually, my friend, you missed it. You are not the first comment. But and my man Klaus, he's in the chat section, says, hi, Mo. What's up, Klaus? Klaus never misses a single live stream or a video. He's a channel OG. And Spooky says, Mo, do you think Romeo will get some minutes versus PSG? I don't see it happening. Unless Barcelona build like a big cushion, 2 or 3 goal difference. And then maybe the last 10 minutes, Xavi could maybe bring Romeo just to give a little bit more defensive solidity to the midfield, but I highly, highly doubt it. I think Romeo has been in a very bad form. I don't see him getting minutes tomorrow. Curtis says, Tebas is a liar and I would never believe his words. Remember, this is the man that went so far as to try and stop the registration of Messi and Gabi. We'll talk about it a little bit later. I don't want to get ahead of myself. But let's see. Yamidara says, hey, Mo, wanted to say thanks for all you do. You rock. Thank you, my friend. You guys rock for being here, for watching the videos, for commenting, for everything. If it wasn't for you guys, I would be just a crazy guy speaking into the camera by himself. So thank you guys for all the support you showed the channel. You guys are absolutely amazing. Don't forget, hit the like button. It's the best way to support the channel. And Riley says, as now, Mo, according to you, what should Barca do tomorrow? Should they bring game to PSG or try to manage the game till the end? I think we got to play with the same intensity as we played the first leg. I think we cannot tomorrow look to control the result, just defend and hold the PSG back. That's not going to work. Because PSG can do a lot of damage offensively, and they are going to be looking to do a lot of damage offensively because they are behind on the scoreboard. So we cannot play that game. We have to go out there and play like it's the first leg, because it kind of is. The difference is only one goal. That's not a big difference. We cannot just pretend that we have everything under control. We have to pretend it's the first leg and nothing has happened and we need to win, and we have to go out with all the intensity in the world, just like we did in the first leg. Otherwise, we could see ourselves in trouble. Anyways, let's talk a little bit more about the match, because tomorrow, speaking of intensity, some players will have to be careful, because there are still 5 players on the squad who have accumulated 2 yellow cards throughout the Champions League. And if they do receive the third one tomorrow, they will be suspended for the next match. So if Barcelona do make it to the semifinals, they would miss the first leg of the semifinals, and those 5 players are Frankie de Jong, Ronald Araujo, Lamine Yamal, Ferran Torres, and Joao Felix. Maybe Ferran and Felix, we don't care as much. I mean, we should care about everybody. You want Xavi to have all his available players, but we're talking about Araujo, Lamine, and Frankie. 3 incredibly important players. And they're going to have to be extra careful, because if tomorrow they do receive a yellow card, they will be suspended for the first leg of the semifinal. Of course, that has already happened to both Christensen and Sergio Roberto. They received their 3rd yellow cards in the first leg of the quarterfinals, so they won't be available to play tomorrow. They're going to be suspended. So players are going to have to be very careful. Now, if Barcelona do make it to the semifinals, all the yellow cards are automatically reset. So if any players get a yellow card during the first leg of the semifinals, that's not going to affect them for the second leg or for the final, right? But tomorrow, the cards are still not resetted. So if any of these players, Araujo, Frankie, Lamine, Ferran, Felix, receive a yellow, they will miss the first leg of the semifinals. Now, more news, because as you know, the PSG Ultras, I reported about this in a previous video, have reportedly gotten their hands on around 3,000 tickets for tomorrow's match. That's more than what allotted tickets are for visiting fans. Usually, visiting fans get about 2,500 tickets, but somehow, some way, the PSG Ultras have gotten their hands around 3,000, so 500 more than what they're allowed. And as such, Barcelona currently are on high alert, but the good news is that they have put measures in place. They are working with the local police, the Barcelona police, and they're going to dispatch 250 officers to the stadium in order to guarantee everyone's safety, because we all know these ultras are dangerous people. They're criminals. These are not, just fans. These are dangerous people. So there's going to be 250 police officers present at the match in order to make sure everything runs smoothly. It's also reported that the Barcelona police are working with the French national police to ensure the safety of everyone. Usually police have records of who are in the ultras, who are the dangerous people, who are the leaders, etc. So the French police are working with Barcelona to share all that information to make sure everything is safe tomorrow. But also, as you might recall, last week during a podcast, I reported about ISIS threatening, to bomb the stadiums during the quarterfinals of the Champions League. They named 4 stadiums. The Montjuic wasn't amongst them. It was the Parc des Princes, the one that was named. But nonetheless, it's still an ongoing threat. So that is why also the Barcelona police are working with the French national police in order to make sure that that doesn't happen either. So it's not just to protect the crowd from the PSG Ultras, but it's also to protect them against any possible terrorist threats. Anyways, let's do the chat section and then we will continue with more news, especially about La Liga lauding Barcelona. All right, let's see. Where did we leave off? Trick Chocolate says, any truth to the rumor that Barca made up their mind on the next manager and it is, in fact, Rafa? No, there is no truth to that rumor. Rafa Marquez is being considered. However, he is more of an option B where Barcelona cannot get anyone else. Then they would have to go with Rafa. But he is not a priority. He's just there as a backup plan, as a safety net, right? But he's not a priority. So no, there is no truth to those rumors. Joshua says, Mo, I hope and wish Barca will not stay back, trying to defend the 1-goal lead, but go all out to play to win tomorrow. I think that's the plan, or at least from what Xavi was saying during the press conference, it looks like that's the plan. I don't think they're going to do that tomorrow. It would be a very silly thing to do, but it seems like that's not the plan for tomorrow. And Junior says, Dembélé deserves to get money thrown at him at whistle that every time he touches the ball in Spain. I'm guessing that's probably what they're going to do as far as the whistling. I don't know about the money. We'll see tomorrow, right? Let's see. B says, hey, Mo, what do you think Marcus being coached better than Flick or worse? I don't think Marcus is ready yet. I think Marcus is doing a great job with Barca Athletic. He's learning. He's getting experience. He's growing. And we shouldn't curtail his growth. I think we should let him spend more time at Barca Athletic, let him continue learning and growing. And once, he's had enough experience, if the board see that he has what it takes to be a first-team coach, then by all means. But I think it's too early for him. Flick at least has managed big teams. Bayern, the German national team. Marquez hasn't, right? Marquez has only managed Barca Athletic, a third division team. And like I said, he is growing and improving a lot. So let him keep growing. Let's not pluck the fruit before it's matured off the tree. If that makes sense. All right, one more, then we will talk about the news again. But DJ Ona JC says, Mo, if we reach that semifinals, the door of the title will be wide open. We would have a shot at the final because I think Barcelona are more than capable of beating Atletico Madrid or Dortmund. Doesn't mean that we have it guaranteed because Atletico Madrid could always surprise us. Even Dortmund could always surprise us. So I think if we make it to semis, yes, we do have a shot at the final. But I don't know if it's wide open as far as the title because I don't see us beating teams like Manchester City. I don't see us beating teams like Arsenal. So I don't know. Not to say that it's impossible. Things could still happen. We could, but there's a chance. But I wouldn't say it's wide open, right? Anyways, let's get back to the news because La Liga have lauded Barcelona. Yes, you heard that correctly. La Liga have congratulated Barcelona on a job well done. And Tebas himself has told Barcelona that he believes that they are on the right track to financial recovery. Now, we all know that Laporta and his board of directors have implemented some pretty good financial measures, things like cutting costs all across the board, not just in the first team, but even in the staff. All the other teams, they have done a great job in increasing the revenues by signing more sponsorships, activating the economic levers, stadium renovation. They've also reduced the entire wage bill of the team by offloading players whose salaries were really huge, by implementing a salary cap, by signing players, on a free agency. And all these measures, La Liga and Tebas believe they are the correct ones and that they are bearing fruit and that Barcelona are on the right track to financial recovery. Now, especially La Liga and Tebas have congratulated Barcelona on the fact that they've reduced their wage bill from over 670 million all the way down to 500, which is huge. Actually, at one point during Bartomeu's era, the wage bill went up all the way to close to 900 million. Absolutely insane. Now down to 500. Barcelona has also reduced the cost of their staff, period, the structure of the staff, not just the players, but all the staff without the club. They've reduced the cost of that. And the third point that Tebas and La Liga have congratulated Barcelona on is the stadium, which will generate profits. Day one, it opens up in November. Once it opens, that's going to be a huge revenue boost to Barcelona. And La Liga and Tebas believe that once the stadium is open, that automatically is going to hugely reduce the debt burden that Barcelona currently have. Now, Tebas also added that Barcelona have, can sell 2 or 3 top players this summer, and, they would solve a big part of the problem. Of course, Barcelona are not looking to do that. They're not looking to offload big top players because they consider that as weakening the squad. They don't want to weaken the squad. They want to strengthen the squad. So I don't see Barcelona doing that. Of course, I have said before that Barcelona are ruling out any big sales. But nonetheless, just know that La Liga and Tebas are very happy with the work that Laporta and his board of directors are doing. They believe that all these measures are bearing fruit and that Barcelona are on the right track as far as financial recovery. And they believe that as soon as the stadium opens, Barcelona will achieve financial equilibrium. So big news, especially because it's coming from La Liga. I mean, this is not Barcelona congratulating itself, saying, yay, good job us. No, this is La Liga itself, the body that oversees Barcelona, saying, you guys are doing the right thing. It's working. Good job. Continue, because you are on the right track. Okay, let's see. What are you guys saying? Harris Brown says, I'm going to be there tomorrow, fly all the way from Germany. I want Dembele to feel how it is to disrespect the greatest club of all time. Wow, that's pretty amazing, my friend. Good luck tomorrow. Have fun. Take lots of pictures, lots of videos, and be safe. Make sure to stay away from any crazy fans from PSG, but that's pretty amazing. Let's see. Jara King says, hi, Mo from Barbados. Wishing all the Barca fans good luck tomorrow. Forza Barca. Yes, good luck to us all. I believe in the team. I believe in Xavi. I think tomorrow we can win. But again, as I said, even if we don't, I really think so far our venture through the Champions League has been a success, because the goal was to reach the quarterfinals. We've reached it. I said it when we reached it. I said, hey, whatever happens after this, I don't care. If we qualify more, I'm going to be very happy. If we don't, I'll be sad, but I won't be angry, because at the end of the day, we met our objective. And, I'll be happy either way. But I believe in this team, and I think we could win tomorrow, and I think we can qualify to the semifinals. Tito says, hey, Mo, would you start Felix against PSG tomorrow after this weekend's performance? No. I think, not to take away from Joao Felix's performance against Cadiz this weekend, but I think Rafinha has earned it more, because Rafinha has put in the work. Even though I think Felix is 10 times more talented than Rafinha, Rafinha has put in the work, and he has showed up every day. He's always played his butt off in every match, where Joao Felix hasn't done that. Joao Felix picks and chooses his matches. Like, oh, I kind of feel like playing tomorrow. Oh, I don't know if I want to play against these guys. It's like he picks and chooses when he decides to show up and when he doesn't. Rafinha shows up every match. Even if everything goes wrong and he keeps losing the ball and he can't dribble and blah, 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 he still is playing his ass off, right? Where Joao Felix doesn't. And I think that has given Rafinha a well-deserved starting spot tomorrow. Now, if Joao Felix can continue showing up, then sure, yeah, by all means. But you can't just show up 1, 2, 3 matches and then that's it. You have to show up every match, and it doesn't matter who the opponent is. Doesn't matter if it's PSG in quarterfinals of the Champions League or if it's, Almeria in a friendly match. You have to show up. Invincible says, Mo, I saw a video on TikTok where they asked a couple of people, including you, which player would you like Barcelona to sign? And you said Subimendi. Oh, I know what video you're talking about. It was an interview that I did after the match. What match was it? I can't remember, but it was the match that Patrick Kluivert was present at. Let's see. Sanjak says, PSG would be desperate for a first goal, and hence they'll be coming in hot. Do you think we should have 4 midfielders or 5 defenders or a regular 4-3-3? That's a good question. I wouldn't want 5 defenders. I think that's an overkill. That's not how Barcelona play. I think that our best defense is ball possession. And that's the best way to defend ourselves, is by maintaining the ball possession. If we have the ball, they don't have it. If they don't have it, they can't score on us. And having 5 defenders, you're just pretty much parking the bus and just letting them have the ball, letting PSG have the ball, and just waiting for them. And that doesn't work for us. We don't know how to do that. So that would be just begging to be scored on. So I wouldn't do a line of 5. As far as a line of 4 in the midfield versus 3, that's a tough one. That's a really tough one. The problem is that Christensen is injured. So would I feel safer with a line of 4? I think I would. I think I would have, Frankie and Gundo in the double pivot, holding the midfield, with Pedri and Rafinha operating as interiors. But also, here's the problem. Gundogan is a lot more effective in the offense, right? He's a lot better making those runs to the box, filtering those passes to the forwards. So if you keep him in the double pivot position, now you're kind of taking away one of your, surprising elements. So it's tough. It's tough. I really don't know which one I would pick. I don't know. Maybe I would go with a 4-4-2 just to be extra safe. But we'll see. I mean, I'm glad I'm not the one who has to decide that. Sean says, hey, Mo, I would start Fermin Lopez tomorrow. I think we need his aggression at the start of both halves. I think we missed that in the first leg, and it hurt us early in the second half. Well, here's the thing. I think Xavi's going to start Gundogan, Pedri, and Frankie, because they have to start. There are our 3 best midfielders right now. So where do you put Fermin? Who would you sacrifice for Fermin? You're not going to sacrifice Lamine Yamal. He's the only threat we have on the right wing. You're obviously not going to sacrifice Lewandowski. We can't have, we cannot not have a 9. So who do you sacrifice? Rafinha? I mean, that's a possibility, but only if we play a 4-4-2. Having Frankie, Gundo, Pedri, and Fermin with a line of 4, and Lewy and Lamine, the 2 sole attackers. That's the only way it would work. Because I wouldn't want to sacrifice Rafinha to put Fermin as a winger. That would not work. So it's a possibility, but only if we play a 4-4-2. I would have Frankie and Gundo as a double pivot, Fermin as a right interior, with Pedri as the left interior. That's how I would structure it if I wanted to start Fermin. All right, let's get back to the news before I get more distracted, because there is one last bit of news. And that news is, why did I put my glasses on? Is that Barcelona are still tracking Aleix Garcia. Now, we all know that Barcelona had initially decided that Aleix Garcia would be the club's first signing in the summer transfer market. But after several weeks or several months, Barcelona eventually decided to back off from this idea, because they realized that given the financial fair play of the club, given the limited resources that the club will have during this summer, they have to be very careful with their spending, and they have to prioritize the pivot position. And since Aleix is not really a pivot, he's more of an attacking midfielder, more of an interior, Barcelona decided to back off from this, and that they weren't gonna, go all out for Aleix. However, today, sources in Girona are saying that even though Barcelona's interest has decreased in Aleix, they are still tracking him. So they have not completely backed off the idea. He's still not a priority, but Barcelona are still interested in signing him. However, only if Girona are willing to accept something very, very low. Because when Barcelona tried to sign Aleix in the winter transfer market, Girona were saying that his release clause is 20 million euros, and Barcelona are not willing to pay that in the summer for Aleix. How much are Barcelona willing to pay? Around 7, maybe 10 million euros. So if Girona are willing to accept 7 to 10 million euros, Barcelona will sign Aleix. If not, then no thanks, but no thanks. Have a good day. We each go our own way. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Aleix Garcia. I don't think, if it was a different circumstances, I don't even think Barcelona would be considering this. I think this is more of a short-term solution, kind of a low-cost option, just given the club's finances. But for 7 million euros, 10 million euros, I don't think it will be a bad option. I wouldn't pay any more. So I think Barcelona are looking at it the right way. But we'll see. Anyways, that is the news. So let's get back. We'll do a few more comments, and then we will end this live stream. As it says, in my opinion, PSG will play 3-4-3, and what I think is good It is that we play 4-1-4-1. Defenders, Kunde, Araujo, Coarsi, Inigo. Midfielders, Gundo, De Jong, Pedri. Attack, Rafinha, Lewa, Cancelo. Interesting lineup, my friend. Lincoln says, hi, Mo. PSG will have to come at us, which will open spaces for us to take advantage of, but I think we can win the game. I think so too, my friend. El Poeta says, score prediction for the match. Oof. Let's see. That's tough. I don't like to do score predictions because I don't like to jinx it, but I'll make the exception. Actually, I won't make the exception because I don't want to jinx it. This is our chance to make the semifinals because in a very long time, I'll just say this. I foresee PSG scoring for sure. They're going to be looking for it. They're going to be very aggressive. They have the players to do it. So it's not going to be like a 1-0, 2-0 kind of game. I think we're going to see a lot of goals tomorrow, just like we did the first leg. That's all I'll say. I don't want to jinx it. All right, let's see. Daniel says, we will be to the coolest one in our home. Towing a walking canoe. I'll be happy for Barcelona to be PLG to this cool someone because I want to lose a fever when I win hobby. I don't think I understood what you said. If you can clarify, that's awesome. All right, let's see. Theophilus says, Coolers should... What's wrong with me? Coolers should be confident because I don't see Lucho and PSG eliminating Barca. Aside Lucho winning that Barca super team, he has not been successful anywhere. For me, Xavi is better. By the way, where is this coming from? People just trying to minimize what Luis Enrique did. Please don't do that. Luis Enrique is a Barcelona legend. He gave us our second treble. At the time, it was the only team to ever achieve 2 trebles in history. Now it's Barca and Bayern. Let's please stop minimizing what Luis Enrique did. I mean, what's next? If Pep Guardiola starts coaching PSG, they were going to say, he just gave us a sextuple, he had a super team, so we don't care. No, let's stop doing that. What Luis Enrique did at Barcelona was pretty amazing. Let's not minimize it. I've been seeing so many comments, well, he had MSN. Okay, so, you still need to know, you still have to know what to do with those players. It's not just like, he had every coach that won a lot of things had great players. There's no coach that won trebles with a bunch of bumps. You need great players to win trebles. Still doesn't take the credit away from the coach because you still have to know what to do with those players. Galtier had Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar, and he didn't do shit. So let's not minimize what Luis Enrique did just because he's at a different club now. And to say he hasn't achieved anything, that's actually wrong because I foresee Spain winning a World Cup somewhere in the future with the generation of kids they have. And that's all thanks to Luis Enrique. He has laid the foundation for Spanish team success. Now, they fired him too early. They didn't give him time because they hated him. They've always hated him because what he did with Barcelona with the treble. They also hated him that he switched Real Madrid for Barcelona. And they ended up firing him early. But nonetheless, he has still laid the foundation for the Spanish national team to achieve a lot of good things. And now it's thanks to his work. Curtis says, when I see La Liga really supporting Barcelona, I will believe. These guys say all these nice words, but when we meet the criteria, Tebas changed his words, which we have seen it in the past. All right. Klaus says, if Felix had his work rate, he would be incredible. I agree 100%. And that's what kills me. Whenever I see like those flashes of brilliance of Joao Felix, like the assist to Rafinha, for example, I'm like, my God, if you only worked hard, you would be unstoppable. But, such a waste of talent. But who knows? Maybe he'll change it. He's only 24. Maybe at one point he'll finally decide, I got to do something about this. We'll see. Okay, let's do a couple more comments and then we will end this. Trickshot Clay says, I promise you if it were possible for me to import my FIFA player career mode striker into tomorrow's match, would win 23-0. Yeah, I wish, my friend. I wish. Let's see. What else? Dora says, Mo, since you once said Barcelona scores when you are not watching, would you be open into taking regular bathroom breaks? Hey, if that guarantees us winning and qualifying to the semifinals, I'm all for it. I will take 20 bathroom breaks tomorrow. All right, one more. Class says, you must win the Champions League with Stoke. Then you will be a legend. Yeah, That's a good point. All right, that is it, my friends. Thank you for tuning in, for your likes, your comments, your subscriptions. You guys are absolutely amazing. I'm very nervous, but I'm also very, very excited for tomorrow's match. Hopefully, in the post-match live analysis, we'll be celebrating qualifying to the semifinals. Please, God, please. But I will see you guys tomorrow. Let's get that win. Have a good day or good morning or good night, whatever you are in the world. And as always, Visca Barça.